Hello, dear traders, and welcome to the monthly trading review of Trading Hero Strategy. This month, we got profits with big portfolios and losses with some small portfolios. Let's check each portfolio in the details. And we start, as usual, from the first portfolio. This is the 5K portfolio in the first version, and the profitability of this month is minus 21%. If we check the history, we can see that in the previous years, we also had situations with drawdowns. And as for this portfolio, we can say that we already had this situation where we were losing around 21% in a month. And in 2022, we had 2 months with these losses. Actually, that year was very, very hard for us. But despite the losses we got, then we continued trading according to the algorithms and everything went okay. So for now, we have what we have. The drawdown of 20% is not critical. We are still in the 30% maximum trailing drawdown range, so nothing bad actually happened except the stop loss. But I'm sure that we're gonna recover the stop loss, I think within maybe 6 months. Yep, it's the realistic expectation. 6 to 8 months will require to restore our capital with this portfolio. The next portfolio is the 5K version 2 portfolio. On this portfolio, we avoided the stop loss, and the profitability of this month amounted to almost 5%, which is really good. We have different algorithms here, and let's be honest, they were more lucky. Just this is it. We have different algorithms, and we don't know in advance which algorithm will receive a stop loss and in which portfolio. The next portfolio is the 5K version 3 portfolio. Here we have also the profitability of 0.7%. It's strange that system shows us the drawdown of 31%, but here we can see that the drawdown is 15%. I don't know why MyFixBook calculates the maximum drawdown in very, very interesting way. If we change it to money, it was minus $800 from 5K. It is obviously less than 30%, but we'll figure it out. So nevertheless, the portfolio got profits and everything is okay with it. The next portfolio is the 10K version 1 portfolio. The loss amounted to 11%. And if you compare it, for example, with the 5K portfolio, you'll see that diversification plays a really important role, because here we have more bots. The more money we have on the account, the more bots we can put, and it gives us additional advantage. And if we check the history, you'll see that in previous years we also had stop losses, -3, -4%, not very big, but in 2023 we had almost 26% of loss. So we received a couple of stop losses at the same time. But still, we recovered the losses and continued trading, and the previous year we spent with no stop losses at all. So I'm confident that this year for this portfolio also will be profitable. The next portfolio is the 10K portfolio version 2. Here we also got a stop loss, and also it is around minus 13%. It's not 20%, not 20 plus, so it's around like 10 to 15%. It is also okay for this portfolio. And if we check the history, we had the 9% drawdown, 6, 5, 6%, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11%. So 13% this year is not an exceptional loss that we have, but we'll have to spend some time to recover, maybe 3-4 months, and we're going to recover this stop loss and continue trading. The next portfolio is the 10K version 3 portfolio. Here we got also good profit. It amounted to almost 4%, 3.6%. And if we speak about the current drawdown, it is -6%. So I can say that we have covered more than a half of the current drawdown. So let's wait till the market closes all the positions. But even if we get a stop loss with this portfolio, we already covered a part of the losses. But I'm more positive in my expectations, and I'll explain why when we check all the trades on the MetaTrader. And also we have a very strange situation with the maximum drawdown. It's 40%, oh my god, but how we could get 40%. Here we don't see the drawdown at all. It doesn't show us, and I don't know which numbers we should believe. Obviously that we had a drawdown, but this drawdown was not so big. I'll clarify it from my Facebook team and we'll let you know in the next video review. The next portfolio is the 20K portfolio. Here we have a profit of 1.6%. Everything goes well because in this portfolio we use the other algorithms capital to sustain the drawdown of the algorithms that are in a drawdown currently. So that's why this month was okay. Currently we have a floating drawdown of minus 2.5%, but I think it's okay. The 50K portfolio also brought us 2.6%. The floating drawdown is minus 1%. So I'm really happy with this portfolio. Everything went well with it. 100K portfolio showed us 2.3% profit, and the current drawdown is minus 4%. So it is also okay. And the 200K portfolio brought us almost 4% of profit. But again, the drawdown, I don't know why they increased it to 44%. But again, if we check the same drawdown here in the tab of drawdown, we can see that it amounted to 138K, and it was on the 28th of January. If we check the balance of the system on 28th of January, let's zoom it in more. 28th of January, what was the capital? 481. Okay, we had 481. Then let's do it like this. We have 138 split it by 481 and multiplied by 100. It will be 28.6%. So it is not 44. I don't know why they decided to actually do it like this. Yeah, if we speak about the percentage, actually here we can see that the numbers are very, very close to the one I got here. Yeah, I think they are more or less the same. That's why everything is okay in terms of a drawdown. The profit is 4% and the current drawdown is almost 9%. Is because we are still holding the positions with Aussie NZD from the previous year. We'll speak about it in details when we check the MetaTrader platform. So let's switch to the MetaTrader platform and check the currency pairs and discuss the situation, why it has happened. I mean, the drawdown. And here we can see that we're on an hourly time frame of Aussie CAD. And this month we had basically three phases of market. We had an upward impulse, then we had a correction, and then we had the second wave of this uptrend. So what it means? It means that we were gaining positions. For example, with this currency pair, we still have one chain of trades that was not closed because we gained the positions during this moment, and then this system stopped gaining positions. According to the rules, it has only 5 orders. So it means that now we got stuck and we are waiting for the market to go down. But obviously we have a stop loss. It is higher than the previous local highs. But still, if the price will not turn back, we have a risk of receiving a stop loss. But will it happen or not? The time will show. As for me, this movement of Australian dollar against Canadian dollar against US dollar is caused by the growth of gold. Australia ranks 3rd in the world for production of gold. So it means that if gold grows, obviously it is very good for Australian currency. And if we check the charts, here we can see the daily chart of gold compared to Australian dollar. And if we check the moment when the last rally started, it was on the 19th of January. You can see that every day we were receiving a very, very high correlation, like almost every day of gold's growth was followed by the growth of Aussie USD, and when gold was falling or consolidating, Aussie USD also behaved the same manner, and only on Thursday we can see that there was slight difference in moment. But then on Friday we also had decline here and decline on Aussie USD. So I think you were following gold charts. Yeah, we have this unexpected growth almost to 6K. I'm sure that we're gonna face a correction as deep as 20 or even 30%. So we have what we have. For big portfolios, everything is okay. The profit with Aussie CAD amounted to fantastic $8,000. It's a very good profit for a single currency pair. We closed all the trades except one chain of trades that we are currently holding, but I'm sure that we're gonna close it the next week or maybe after 2 weeks. Why? Now let's check the daily time frame. First of all, when we speak about cross rates, we often see corridors. We can see it on Aussie NZD, we can see it on Aussie CAD. Obviously, yeah, this is not an exception. We are on a weekly time frame, by the way. Yeah, you can see that 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. The price was ranging in this corridor. So now we broke the upper border of this corridor. Obviously, we triggered a lot of sell orders. So even despite this strong trend, I think we're gonna have a correction. Maybe this trend will last. I don't know, will it happen or not? But we don't need to know if it will happen. We need to close all our trades. And considering the technical picture we can see right now, the chances to get a correction after breaking the highs of 2023 and 2022, I think they're pretty high. Obviously, we broke the highs of 2025 and 2024. So there are many players in the market who will find this opportunity good for short selling. So let's see how it goes. But from the global perspective, it looks like we can get a correction at least to the previous levels, and it will be enough for us to close all our positions. And then we don't care what will happen with the price. We're going to build new chain of trades and continue trading with this asset. The next currency pair is Aussie NZD. Everything was fine. We closed all the chains of trades we had. The profit amounted to $1,200, and currently we have a couple of positions that are hanging near zero. As for the monthly time frame, the situation is clear. The market is overbought. Still, the uptrend that we had is not over yet, but I suppose that we're gonna see some kind of a correction from these levels to get a new breath to continue this trend movement. Or maybe we'll come back to the consolidation. We'll see. The next currency pair is Aussie USD, and here you can see that we had two phases. There was a consolidation phase, then we had an uptrend. Now we have a correction of this uptrend, but it still continues. On the daily time frame, we can also see that the price updated the highs of 2024, so we can say that we almost reached the highs of 2023, but we faced a strong resistance after breaking this level, and now I think the price may fall down and it will allow us to close all the positions with a profit. Because as you can see, the price is very overbought. It raised for more than 4,000 pips with no correction, so the probability of correction for this currency pair is quite high. We already closed one of the chain of trades that we have, but we currently have a couple of chains that are still in the market, so we'll wait for the consolidation. For the correction, the profit of this month amounted to $430. The next currency pair is Euro GBP. Here we also have a consolidation. Everything is more or less clear. There were 3 attempts to break the local lows, 1 attempt to break the local highs. Everything is okay and goes according to the plan. The profit is quite modest. It's around $430, and on the daily time frame we can see that the price is still in a consolidation, but we can see that falling the 3rd month in a row, so maybe we have a downtrend and it will continue in February. The next currency pair is GBP USD, and here as you can see we also had a consolidation, and then we had an uptrend, and then we had a correction. So all of these currency pairs have a correlation obviously between each other, and with GBP USD, everything is fine. We closed all the chains of trades we were gaining. Currently, we have a couple of buying positions. The profit amounted to $3,000, and on the daily time frame, you also can see that the price updated the highs of 2025, and we were at the price levels of 2021. So obviously, that market is currently overbought, and we can wait for a correction. It doesn't mean that we're gonna have a turning point here. No, we will have a correction, and maybe we'll continue growth. Everything will depend on many factors, and we will not be playing this game to predict where the price will go. We just appeal to basic mechanics of the market, that when the level is broken, there is a big probability to come back to one of the previous levels, resistance levels, to retest them, to consolidate there, and then to continue movement or start declining. We'll see. But the probability of this phase, the correction, is very high. The next currency pair is GBP CAD. Here we have a different situation from GBP USD. We had a growth phase, then we had a consolidation. Yeah, you can see that this was a consolidation. Then there was an attempt to show the second phase of growth, but by the end of the month, we came back to this level, to the consolidation. The profit amounted to $720, and as for the daily time frame, you can see that the consolidation or the uptrend, if you want, because we also can count this market movement as an uptrend from 2022, it continues. So the chances of the continuation of this trend are quite high, because I don't see any reversal patterns so far. We have higher highs, we have higher lows. So if we compare it with the previous price movements in December and November 2025, we can see that it's a logical trend continuation. The next currency pair is USD CAD, and here, as you can see, we closed 1, 2, 3, 4 chains of trades and made almost $1,000, $823. It's a good profit for one algorithm. And on the daily time frame, we can see that the price also updated local lows, not local highs, local lows of 2025. And obviously, we see this correction. On the weekly time frame, we can see that we were close to the next support level. We have a lot of support levels here. So even if this movement from these levels will continue and we'll see some kind of a consolidation here and the price will continue its decline, still we have a lot of levels that may give us potential reversal points. So it makes me feel calm when we speak about buying against the local declines, because we have a lot of support levels that can give us a good correction. And the last currency pair for today is NZD CAD, and here our profit amounted to $3,000. It's quite good profit. The picture is very similar to the one we had on Aussie CAD. We had a consolidation phase, let's call it like this. Of course, we can say that it was an uptrend, but in this period of time, it was like not clearly visible and understandable. Yeah, because we need to check the previous picture, the previous history, to identify the current market phase. But still, everything went according to the plan. We still have some sell trades. Most of them were closed on the correction we had on Thursday, but I think that we have a good opportunity to close all the trades the next week, because on the daily time frame, as you can see, we still have a downtrend. I can draw it like this. I can draw it more globally. Maybe the line is not 100% accurate and there can be some kind of a movement, but the global trend is pretty clear here on the daily time frame and pretty clear on the weekly time frame. So that's why I'm waiting for the correction. As for these months, I can say that we broke several important local resistance levels, and now we have another one important level that we may grow to, and then we'll start falling down. But in any case, all the strategies that we have here, they are traded in frames even of 100% of equity. And I want to remind you that we have 200% of equity for each bot in this portfolio. So even if the price will retest these levels, or I think these levels, it will be harder, but we'll be able to sustain this kind of drawdown. So we can say that more or less I'm calm regarding NZD-CAD. So this was our monthly review. I hope that you understand the reasons of the price movements and you understand the logics we use. And even if you got stop losses with some of your portfolios, don't get too upset. We're going to recover the losses. If you have an opportunity to diversify your portfolios with other portfolios, it does make sense to do it, to increase the investment amount, to change the portfolio, let's say from 5K to 10K or from 10K to 20K, because it gives you a real edge over the regular risk management, and this month showed this very well. So I wish all of us profitable closing of these trades and the next months, and see you in the next video review.